Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Edin Nketiah is almost back from injury. Edin Nketiah appears to be edging closer to a return from injury. The striker has been out of action for over a month now after picking up what was described as a nasty injury by Mikel Arteta. However, it sounds like the youngster is well on the road to recovery. Indeed, according to Tom Canton on the Gunner Talk YouTube channel, Nketiah has been training outdoors and he could be back within a couple of weeks. Canton shared what he knows about the striker. He was asked, "What about Eddie? Do we see him feature in the Liverpool game?" He said, "Again, I don't think so. I know that he's been training outside, but I don't think he's been integrated back into the group yet. I think we are more likely to see him in a couple of weeks rather than against Liverpool." Having Edin Nketiah back will be a big boost for Arsenal as they try to win the Premier League title. Yes, he is not their starting striker and he probably won't get loads of minutes, but he does provide something different off the bench and he knows where the back of the net is. When you are this far into a title race, every goal is like gold dust, and if Nketiah can come back and just score a couple between now and the end of the season, he may well prove to be invaluable for Arsenal. The incredible striker could well be back in the mix for the game against Manchester City in a few weeks' time, and don't be shocked if he ends up being the difference maker in that match. Mikel Arteta really doesn't want Edu to sell Rob Holding this summer. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta is reportedly reluctant to sell defender Rob Holding this summer. A report from Football Transfers suggests that Holding is one of a number of players who may well stay at the Emirates next season. Preparations will already be underway at Arsenal for next season, despite the importance of the next 9 games. Edu and Mikel Arteta can already start planning for their squad to finally return to the Champions League. After a number of years away from Europe's premier competition, they now need to build a squad capable of fighting on both fronts. This means new players coming in to improve the overall quality of the squad and other players moving on. It now appears as though Arteta is keen to keep Rob Holding at Arsenal next season. Despite his limited minutes this season, Arteta needs a backup centre-back to Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba. He also appears to be ahead of Jakub Kivior in the pecking order and is an important player behind the scenes. The report from Football Transfers states that Arteta would like to keep hold of 4 players that have been linked with moves away. These include Holding, Kieran Tierney, Emile Smith-Rowe, and Folarin Balogun. They also suggest that Holding is considered as one of the leaders in the Arsenal dressing room. Up until last month, the 27-year-old had only been used as a very sporadic substitute in the league. Mikel Arteta preferred to bring Holding on when Arsenal were protecting a light lead. In fact, Holding has a 100% winning record in the matches he has appeared in this season in the Premier League. However, an injury to William Saliba before the international break have thrust Holding into action. Two 4-1 wins have followed, and Holding has been praised for his impact. Arteta singled him out for praise after their win against Crystal Palace, and he could be called into action again on Sunday when they travel to Liverpool. Arsenal are unwilling to bring Saliba back into the side unless they are 100% confident in his fitness. This is a testament to how well Holding has stepped up in his absence this month. Arsenal have now met with Vitor Roque's representatives over potential summer move. Arsenal have now reportedly held a meeting with young forward Vitor Roque's representatives. That's according to O Globo, who believe the Gunners are now one of a number of clubs interested in the teenager. Vitor Roque is already a full Brazilian international despite being just 18 years old. He's been closely linked with Barcelona, although there are concerns about their ability to afford any transfer. This has opened up an opportunity for the Gunners to potentially act this summer. Edu has a brilliant record of recruiting young Brazilian talent to the Emirates. Vitor Roque only needs to look at Gabriel Martinelli's meteoric rise to see the benefits of a move to Arsenal. The extraordinary forward already has 4 goals and 5 appearances for his current club. He would also have the perfect tutor at Arsenal in the form of fellow Brazilian Gabriel Jesus. The 26-year-old has fitted in perfectly at the Emirates and has adapted to Mikel Arteta's tactics exceptionally. These are all likely to be selling points from Arsenal to Vitor Roque's representatives during their meetings. The report from O Globo states that in the previous days, the first stop had been England. Over there, the striker has the interest of several Premier League teams. The staff had contact with people linked to West Ham, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, Manchester United, Aston Villa, and Arsenal. They also state that 2 unnamed Premier League teams are ready to submit official proposals, but no bid has been made. Edu has been a fan of Vitor Roque for months and will hope that comes across in any meeting between Arsenal and his representatives. Arsenal ready to pay over 30 million euros for a 23-year-old Real Madrid player Ibrahim Diaz. Arsenal are reportedly keen on signing the Real Madrid attacker Ibrahim Diaz at the end of the season. The 23-year-old is currently on loan at Italian club AC Milan and he has developed into a key player for them. Apparently, AC Milan are looking to sign the player permanently at the end of the season, but Real Madrid have a buyback option in his contract. A report from Sport Mediaset claims that Arsenal are ready to pay over 30 million euros for Diaz at the end of the season. Diaz has 6 goals and 3 assists to his name across all competitions, and it will be interesting to see where he ends up. Arsenal definitely need more depth in the attack, and the 23-year-old Spaniard could prove to be a quality acquisition. He might struggle for regular game time at Real Madrid next season, and therefore, leaving the Spanish team permanently could be ideal for him. Diaz can operate as the central attacking material as well as a winger on both flanks. He could be the ideal option for Mikel Arteta as the Arsenal manager looks to bring in options so that he can rotate his side properly next season. Arsenal will be playing in the Champions League and they will need a deeper squad at their disposal. Diaz will add creativity and goals to the Arsenal side, and his arrival would also lessen the workload on key players like Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, and Martin Odegaard. The opportunity to move to the Premier League and play for a top club like Arsenal is likely to be an attractive option for the player, and the Gunners certainly have the finances to tempt Real Madrid into selling the attacker. Arsenal in constant contact with the representatives of Ahmad Onana. Arsenal are in contact with the representative of Ahmad Onana with the Gunners planning to make a fresh move for the Everton midfielder this summer. That is according to Belgian outlet Had Newsblad, who suggests that the Belgian will almost certainly leave Goodison Park at the end of the season. Ahmad Onana has been a superb signing for the Toffees. The club pushed the boat to sign him in the summer, but he has vindicated that faith even if Sean Dyche's side remain in bother in the Premier League relegation battle. As reported by Het Newsblad, Arsenal and Chelsea tried to sign Onana during the January transfer window. However, he was not ready to move on from Merseyside, but the situation is said to be different this summer. The report claims that Onana feels that he is ready for the next step, regardless of whether Everton stay up. Everton are looking for up to £61.5 million for the 21-year-old, and Het Newsblad reports that both Arsenal and Chelsea remain admirers, keeping in constant contact with his representatives. It's been abundantly clear for much of the season that Onana is destined for a level higher than fighting around the bottom of the Premier League. He is a super talent. Former Arsenal midfielder Alex Iwobi recently described the youngster as a scary prospect, and he suggested that he has the potential to improve significantly. Of course, the price looks cheap off the back of 1 year in the division, but Everton will be in a much weaker position if they are relegated, and Arsenal will be back in the Champions League next season. They need to strengthen, and given what Mikel Arteta has done with the young players already at his disposal, you would not be surprised to see Onana quickly kick on to another level. What Arsenal have done after listening to Yuri Tielemans' wage demands. Arsenal are still reportedly interested in signing Yuri Tielemans, but a move looks complicated this summer because of the Leicester City star's wage demands. The Belgian is all set to leave the King Power Stadium this summer on a free transfer. His contract will expire in July, and as a free agent, we are sure he will have plenty of options on the table. Arsenal could be one of them, but recent discussions with Tielemans' agents didn't go too well. Tielemans has been linked with a move to Arsenal for over a year now. The Belgian, branded as an incredible player, was reported to be one of the Gunners' top target last summer, and a move even looked imminent at one point. However, nothing materialized in the end. Now, with Tielemans set to be available for free, Arsenal and Newcastle United are considering signing him, reports Team Talk. Edo reportedly even held transfer talks with Tielemans' agent over a summer move recently, but the Arsenal chief was left shocked by the Belgian's wage demands, and he has now backed away from signing him. The report claims Tielemans demanded to become one of Arsenal's highest paid players, which is something the Gunners are not prepared to offer him as things stand. The fact that Tielemans will be available for no transfer fee puts him in a position where he can demand a huge wage package from clubs interested in his services. He is well within his rights to demand what he wants, but Arsenal were never going to agree to that. The Gunners have the likes of Declan Rice, Moses Caicedo, and Romeo Lavia on their transfer shortlist ahead of the summer transfer window, and all three players would arguably be better signings than Tielemans. That's probably why Edu didn't think twice before backing away from the Belgians' demands, which will have to change considerably to have any chance of moving to Arsenal this summer. Arsenal can sign Sergey Milenkovic Savage for just 40 million euros in the summer. Arsenal are reportedly keen on signing the Lazio midfielder Sergey Milenkovic Savage at the end of the season. A report from Gazzetta dello Sport claims that the midfielder will be a free agent in the summer of 2024, and the Italian outfit are looking to agree on a new deal with him. Apparently, the player's representatives believe that a renewal is unlikely to happen, and it remains to be seen whether Lazio are forced to sell the player at the end of the season. They will not want to lose the 28-year-old on a free transfer at the end of next season. Apparently, a fee of around 40 million euros could be enough to price the midfielder away from the Italian club. Arsenal could certainly use a quality partner for Thomas Partey next season, and the Serbian seems like the ideal fit. He will add physicality, drive, and goals to the Arsenal midfield. Milinkovic Savic has 7 goals and 8 assists to his name across all competitions this season. The Serbian is undoubtedly one of the most reliable box-to-box midfielders in European football, and he has the ability to develop into a top-class Premier League player. The 28-year-old is at the peak of his career right now, and he will feel that this is the right moment for him to make a step up in his career and prove his qualities at a higher level. Arsenal will be playing in the Champions League next season, and they need a deeper squad. The addition of Milenkovic Savic could prove to be a master stroke from the Gunners, especially when he is available on a bargain. Fabrizio Romano delivers Theo Hernandez to Arsenal update to replace Kieran Tierney. Arsenal are at risk of losing Kieran Tierney this summer, and AC Milan star Theo Hernandez reportedly emerged as a transfer target for the Gunners last week. Tierney, when he is fit, is one of the best left-backs in the Premier League. He is no Zinchenko, but as an old-school fullback who bombs up and down the pitch, he is better than most others. Lack of game time this season has put Tierney's future up in the air now, and Arsenal will need a replacement if he goes. Will Theo Hernandez be a solid option? A report from Italy this week made a bizarre claim that Mikel Arteta and Edu are willing to offer Tierney or Zinchenko to sign Hernandez in a player plus cash deal. The Frenchman is a fantastic left back and he'd been a solid option for numerous top European clubs. However, Fabrizio Romano has now revealed that Milan will not sell him to Arsenal unless a crazy offer arrives on the table. He further revealed that even a bid between £43 million and £52 million will not be enough to convince the Serie A giants to let him go this summer. In his daily briefing for Count Offside on Substack, Romano said, despite links with Arsenal, Theo Hernandez is almost untouchable at this stage. Milan would not even consider €50 million or €60 million bids for him. The Frenchman is still only 25. He is one of the best in his position in the entire Serie A, and it's no surprise at all that he will be on the radar of numerous top targets this summer. Arsenal's interest is understandable if Tierney is leaving this summer, but we just can't see why Hernandez would move to the Emirates to be a backup because he is never going to displace Zinchenko. It will be interesting to see what will happen this summer, but if Romano is to be believed, the chances of Arsenal signing Hernandez are extremely slim. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.